Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Subway Builder with the old one play stuff, or Oops for short. In the last episode, I did make a little bit of a blunder when I built my extensions for my Second Avenue line. This one went in okay, but because I didn't put a loop around the base here, it did not allow me to build this second line. So one of the things that I need to try and do today is extend this line across into near Brookland Navy Yard and just across the water here. So first of all, let's just have a quick look at some of the stats. So I'm starting today at 10.5% that are taking my routes for my stations. Broadway is my most popular, closely followed by Second Avenue, and then on ridership I have reasonably close for the airport line that I currently have and my south of Central Park line. The intersections here where people will transfer across is pretty even, but Brookland is quite busy in this central area. 59k, want to get on there, which is quite nice, and bring across. So from the north, 11k out in the airport, only 16k, and the same 16k over in that direction. 21k from here I'm moving on, so it might be useful to look to extend my Brooklyn line down. But today, first of all, what I want to do is pin you and have a look at the construction across the water. Now, to get across, I need to go down minus 24 quad. Let me just put a small little bit of track there and then come back up to minus 10. What point does that there? And then if I go in this direction, minus 10 takes me to there. So I'll just go beyond there because this one does need to come up to minus 4 at some point. That is the cut and cover. First of all, minus 10. Let me put a station just there, and I'll put a station just there. So I've got a station either side of the water. Now I need to go up to minus 4 on the track. Let me just move you out of the way so I can see where the connection is. Help if I pick the track. Oh, need to stay minus 10 to get by that building. So if I go minus 10 to there, now can I go up to minus for what distance. Well, it's not too far around the bend. It's where do I... So let me just take that. I just want to bring that back a little bit so I can see if I can bring a little bit of a... What point does it go? There. And now let me build my station. And now my little bit of a line in. Oops, daisy. Press the wrong button. And now it's a case of looking to see where I bring this line. I'm thinking of following the route down into the park. And then I have workers either side of the park here. So just as a matter of interest, I look at these workers here. Not many want to come from Brookland. If I just do a little cut down there, most of these workers are a few up north and a few, but not really that many. Now, if I was to bring a line that comes down in this direction, a few more, I definitely think a line coming down here would be quite useful. And then send another line. Let's just get down into the park. Let me put my catchment viewer on, because this enables me to see, because they are willing to travel up to 30 minutes. And with this catchment viewer mod, I'm able to see the solid line and also, as a no-fill, to see where that extends to. So the first one on this side, I'm staying at -10 now because I do have the funds. I'll put a station, quad station, on here where it's at the 30-minute walk. And like an idiot, I didn't press play. The next 30-minute walk is going to be just there. Now, let me put where the workers, there are a lot of workers in and around, so let me go halfway between and halfway between, connect those up. Connect you in, keep you nice and fast. At least if I'm -10, I do not have to worry about other things going on. So now I'm thinking of sending one line to go straight down here. And do I send my other line to go down that road? Because I do have a bunch of workers there and there. So not much. I definitely need to put a quad. I think the quad station will help. I'll stick my quad station there at my 30-minute walk. And then halfway between, I'll stick my quad station there because that is where they will split off. And I might stick a station just here. In fact, let me go with my line to there, because that way the station can bend around a little bit and then start and head down into here. Now I'm going parallel, because this is where I want to split my line off. I'll have one parallel line going down here and one parallel line going across there. I'll put another station in here, and because these are going to be close, I'm hoping that they can be grouped together, and we'll have some easy transfers of people if they need to transfer at this point. Let me build my initial track, which is going to be coming straight down. And now my single line. Because I'm going south, I need to actually which lines directions are. So here, let me first take you out to minus 14, so you can then curve around and under. Parallel line just comes out a little bit. So I can now put my single line directly in, and then put you, it's going a little bit close. Let me bring you to there. Let me do this slightly different. Delete that back and put it back in. So they're not going to get into each other's way. So this line is now dipping below my parallel line. And let me stick that in there. So how are we for demand-wise? There is quite a decent demand still. Station-wise, bring you back up to wrong way. I want to go back up to 10. I'll put a station here, one there. Do I loop that around or not, or do I just finish you there? And this one, I'll bring you down, bring you down, and then I can finish you there. Now, yes, I will put stations in, because there are quite a few people that still increase my catchment area. 15-minute walk between the stations, and the same here. Let's try and just do that. So it's a nice 15-minute walk. Put my parallel track in. Let's switch you to workers so I can see when they connect. And put a crossover on the end. Build my track down this way. Let's get you all connected in. And don't forget the crossover at the end. I'm hoping that is now going to at least finish that route going south. Do I have a crossover? Yes, I do. How much is this going to cost me? 4.3. Good, I've got 5. I can afford it. Now, my routes. 2nd Avenue. Let me extend you to go down now. So just so I can see where that is. And you're going in the middle too. Keep going through the park. Down. Oh, click. Down. Keep going down. Nearly there for my 2nd Avenue extension. That's good. Confirm those changes. Back up to the top. Trains. Let me stick some trains on. Why is the train getting stuck? Buy some more trains. Put 25 on. Medium. Every 8 minutes and off peak. 24. Let's see how that goes. Now my 2nd line extension. Let's edit this route, and now that I can build you, and you have waited a week for this to be able to build. You are now going to be along the outside. We zip down here. Come on, click. Click, click, click-to-click. I wish there was a quicker way. It'd be nice if there was an auto. Nice if someone created a mod to just enable you to add stations automatically. So last time I looked, there wasn't anything. Let me just hide that at the moment because I don't need it. Zoom in so I can get the right station. The question is, what do I look to build next? I'm thinking of doing a line across the north of Central Park. So I've got a line going down the south. I now need to be thinking about what other lines, or do I extend my Brooklyn down into Newark? That is the $1 million question at the moment. Confirm. Trains. Let's get some trains on. You hold the shift key. You can buy them in multiples of 20. Let's get to every 5 minutes again. So let me put let's put 25 on, and then go with 15 and 5 at night. So the demand at the moment, 11. Let's see what difference that makes. I already can see people going to these bubbles, all these workers. That's quite nice to see. My question is, do I bring you across down to these workers? Or do I bring you down here? Let me just have a... Where do these people want to go? Yes. You all want to go into Manhattan. I think my first thing I will do is extend my Brooklyn line. These are parallel. Demand is up to 13. It's 1.3, so we're starting a new day. So let me see where that gets to at the end of this day. Oh, that's my income. Just under 1 billion. Hopefully, a full working day, I can get to 1 billion. That would be nice. While that's ticking along, I'm at -4 for this route now. And I've got all of these workers down here. Thinking of just following the road down. Using you again, put my stations at. Do I follow the road or do I follow the highway? The road does feel better. It just seems a little bit odd following a highway, but it's not going to let me build. Yeah, you're not going to let me build there. It's a bit tight. So I might build my station. It does seem, I don't know. Yeah, -4. I do feel as though the gut's telling me that really I should just follow the road purely because, oops, keep pressing the wrong key. I follow the road. Might follow this road coming down here now. Where are workers? Workers are predominantly on that side. Workers, residents. And if I put one there, and now I'm coming over the water. Let me come back up here because I'm going to have to loop round. So let me put, is that going to, no, because there is a building in just there. Nope, that's not going to work either. I think what I'll do is put the track in first. I'll put my track in. Then I can build the station that can hopefully loop around and then connect you in. Yes, that worked quite nicely. Ah, I've done it again. Wrong mouse button. So let me put a station in here and one and go just there. Extend you down without demolishing buildings. Connect you in. No, you're going to demolish. Loop you round. Connect you in. Bring you round. Bend. you down the road, connect you in. Connect you in. Now let me build a station halfway between. 15-minute walk. Some might say it's a bit excessive when I'm getting down here because the bubbles aren't that big. But I'm a caring mayor or a caring person. Some might disagree, but I want to give everyone an opportunity, or at least try to give everyone an opportunity to be able to get my transport, and at least more money in my pocket. At the end of the day, try and give them what they want, but also try and make it profitable for me. I'm thinking of at least bringing you down. Let me go with a station just there. Now I will stick to the highway sections here. It just makes life a little bit easier, and just for finishing this line off. Yeah, I'll just finish this off for today. It's got to be a minus 16 just for, or is it? Oh, minus 20. Minus 100. Minus 20. Now, will that come up? Yes. And will you come up? Yes. Let me come to the end here for the moment. Let me put a crossover there. How much is this little extension? Easily within budget. 1.17 billion. Just to extend my Brooklyn line south. Is it the route? Oh, that's good. No issues. Oops. Thought I'd missed one. Clickety click. I know I've said it before. Can someone make a mod that enables you to connect the stations with one click? Confirm that. Trains, I'm going to need to get more trains. Buy some more. Let's have 30 trains on during the day. 15 at medium and 5 at off-peak. Matter of interest, my income did go over the 1 billion a day. I'm hoping that extension to the Brooklyn will also bring me some more in. The demand-wise, 17%. I started today at 10%, and I doubled it before I finished today. Ridership, oh look at that. My Second Avenue line has now, both of them have surpassed my Brooklyn line. Station-wise, that's jumped right up. Now, 216. And that station group, people, I presume that's people transferring between the different lines, 100 or getting on. Transferring and getting on. Oh no, that's all. So transfers, 160. 124 people are transferring at those stations. Well, they must be close enough to transfer. Transfer-wise, that's not too bad. And the ridership, Central Manhattan, absolutely heaving. Absolutely heaving. There is a need, because I've got all of these people down here and all of these people here and all of these here. I will need I think I need 3 lines that cut through and around Central Park. So let me, first of all, do the northern Central Park line. And I will start with here, minus 20. I'll go up to minus 10. I can go there and then up to minus 10 here. That will go there. I'm going to just bring a line directly in. So Quad Station is going to cut through Kennedy Street. And I'll put one just there as well. And I want a station to go through the Broadway, New Jersey. And I will put a station just here. I'm tempted to put a quad station there and there, because I might send one line just to go up and finish up here. So parallel and cut there. With the opportunity of potentially taking that over the water as well. I'm hoping you don't think I'm mad. You're thinking about doing that. These now have to go down to minus 14. There's a single. Is that going to be enough? Vanish. Rid of you. Let's connect you in. That gets me across the water. Not across the water. Across the track. Now you're coming up here. So let me just build 2 stations. 1. No, not a single doofus. Parallel. And a parallel. Well, there. We just connect. You going down. A new pair can connect in. You can connect crossover just there, which reminds me, oh, I haven't connected these up. We just connect those 2 up and put a crossover. Just there. Now I'm going over. Now, which direction do I go? Do I look to follow this little bit of a road there? It's cut out because it probably is a track that does come down. Yeah, but then I'm tempted because I've got workers up here, so at least workers, residents. Main bulk of residents are here, and then some over there. I think my brain is telling me to put the quad. Let me add a line in. Workers, people. Let me put my first quad station in here because I'm -10. Another one there. Then the decisions. I might put quad station in here. Let me just connect. Oh, I've got to go down to -24. That bit's got to be -24. That is not going to be enough to get up to -10, are you? No. me now delete you, put the station in at -17, times 3 in cost. I can live with that. Now track. -8. Wrong way, -8. And -10 is going to be okay there. Now I want to put my track to there. Then I can put my station on, which can bend round. Now I'll put my track going up. Let's just connect these up. So it's at this point, I've done it again. At this point, I want to at least get to this, at least get round so let me do the parallel to there, and then I need to go -14 my single, wrong way, single to come out, and loop you in, and then I can put my station where the workers are. One station here, one station there. Residents, let me at least give you done it again. Single, delete, build, station, parallel, and I want to be at -10, not 14, -10, workers, let's stick you there, stick you there, and then I will put one just there. I'm going to put station there and there, so I can just finish that little bit of a line off. Bring you down, take you around, connect you in. But at least I've connected up the station tracks. Now I can go back to single. That's nice. How much is that going to cost me? Well, I've got more than enough money. 3.47 billion. Did I put the... No. And a little bit extra. And an extra 15,000 because I forgot. If I remember right, this one, what was the name of this airport? It was LaGuardia. My pronunciations are, as always, terrible. So let me just build these two routes. So where are we at the moment? Let me just get rid of invisible. Let me hide you. Have a look at the demands. 17.6. Finance wise, 1.27 billion. Let me build two new routes. Was it there? I think that's the name. LaGuardia line. Let's create that anyway. And take you straight across. You're my blue line. You the middle? Yes, you're the middle. It's 17% and 1.2 billion. Let me confirm that. Put some trains on. Let's buy a few. I'm going to need, let's put 10 on. 10, 5 and 2. 10, 5 and 2. Confirm that. And confirm. What's happened? What have I done? Cancel. Did it not create the line? Cancel that. Where? Wait on. That line is created. Right. Don't know what that line is. Let's delete that because I need a second line on here. The extended line. Edit that. And you are going from up there. Oh, what an idiot. What an idiot. Let's at least get you connected. Build that. Forgot to look how much it was, but it'll be just peanuts. Now, it's the outside line. That's better. At least you're going to connect this time. What a Wally. As they say, where's Wally? Well, I'm standing here talking to you. Let's just get this connected. Bring you round to the airport. You're connected in. Confirm trains. Let's put 10 on. And 5. And 2. So ridership wise, 35 and 17 at those crossover, 1.2 billion and 17. And let's see where you fit in. Start of a new day is just about to kick in. Over 1,000 at this time of night. Over 1,000 people. 1.2. Seven, 40, 25. That's a big jump already. All those red dots flying to my stations. The intention is to continue this line to come down south and that line to go across and help pick up some of these people. You can come down and help pick up. If you go up there, try and look at that really ought to extend up. Might just bring you straight down and do a horizontal between the two stations. People will want to do that, so I might take you straight across and you straight down. Cut through that station, cut down into that station. Coming into afternoon, still 17%. There's no real increase in my ridership. Route-wise, nothing to really shout about. That's jumping up to 86 and 74. That's quite a big increase there. Not many people actually want to go to the station, to the airport. In fact, nobody wants to use this one. Well, maybe a couple of people. Definitely nothing to shout home about. These aren't doing too badly at 21, 17 and 14k. That's picked up the transfers between these two because I'm coming into the evening now. I can't complain at that. Ridership at 18.4%. I didn't get to the 20% I'd hoped for. Nearly half a billion on 3 routes. So Brooklyn is doing well. Sorry, Broadway, 2nd Avenue. Combine that's a lot of people using the 2nd Avenue lines. LaGuardia Airport line, that isn't really doing anything. This one is my JFK line. name it. Do that. That's not doing too badly. I'm actually quite pleased, even though it's now down to 17%, because I'm getting into the early hours. But money-wise, went from 1.2 up to 1.37. So not a huge increase. So a few billion for the line, and it's not really making me 0.1, 0.1 of a billion. In some sense, my ridership, it's now down because I'm in the early evenings, but 18% is what I saw, up from 17. So that's not, started the day at 10, hoping to get to 20. So I can't really complain at that. Station-wise, I mean, there's 11k down on that extension, so it's not a huge amount of additional people joining my Brooklyn line. From station group, these have gone up, they've gone up, so that is proving to be profitable. These extensions aren't doing too badly. There's quite a few people joining on those, so big area down here needs to be filled, big area there. There could be some vertical, so at least people can then jump up and transfer across if need be. Transfer wise, 185, that is definitely up. 140, that's 105 and 42 now, so that is definitely up. I can't complain at that. I think I am going to call that a day for today, and possibly in the next episode I might just look to extend my LaGuardia lines, just to finish those two off before I then decide to have a think about my next line or line extension, because there's still quite a few people up there, and also a hell of a lot of people down here that aren't being picked up. But that's a job for next time. All I can say now is that if you're enjoying the episode, then please hit that like button. If you don't want to miss out on the next episode, then please hit the subscribe button. If you've got any comments or suggestions on how I can make improvements or even name changes for my lines, that would be much appreciated. But be considerate that I'm not looking at the current underground system within New York, so I want to see how I compare at the end of the series. That's it now for today. So last thing I want to say is thank you very much for watching the episode with me, and I hope to see you again next time. It's goodbye for now, and thank you.